Hi, everybody. Today's Tuesday, and I'm here to share another chapter with you in our story, the stories that Julian tells. And today I'm going to dedicate the reading of this chapter to Ian, my son. I don't know if you remember Ian, but he came to our school. And remember, he was really, really tall, and everybody was so surprised because he's like 6'5". So this is a little picture I'm going to show you a little bit more later. This is Ian when he was a little boy. He's not so little now. But anyways, that picture has some special meaning, and it really connects well to this story I'm going to read. You're going to need your journals today. And in your journals, we're going to do some visualizing about what's happening in the story. And I'm also going to ask you guys to see if you can make, maybe you might make a personal connection to the story, to this part of the chapter. It is called My Very Strange Teeth. So you can get your journal out and you can get that ready. So it has something to do with teeth. I'm going to be wanting you to tell me in the writing what is happening with Julian and what does Julian's father want to do to help Julian with his problem. So I brought a few props. I'm going to show you these and we'll share them. These are pliers. And this is a spool of thread. So there's thread here. And it's on a spool. We use this when we sew and things like that. So I'm wondering what this tool and that spool of thread have to do with the story. So where's the story? Here it is. So I'm going to read to you. Get your journal ready. We'll stop at a certain point and I'll have you tell me what's going on. My very strange teeth. Here's the illustration that goes with my very strange teeth. My mother and Huey were listening. My father and I were talking. Well, my father said, if you wait long enough, it will fall out. It's called My Very Strange Teeth, and Julian's dad said if he waits long enough, it will fall out. So what are you thinking now? What might be Julian's problem? Yeah, I bet you're right. I bet you he has a loose tooth. He was talking about my tooth, my front right bottom tooth. How long do I have to wait? I asked. Because I had two right bottom front teeth. One firm little new one pushing in and one wiggly old one. The wiggly old one's the baby tooth. I can't say, my father said. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe less. I don't want to wait, I said. I want one tooth there, and I don't want to wait 2 months. He's impatient. All right, said my father. I'll take care of that. He jumped out of his chair and ran out the door to the garage. Why would he run to the garage? That seems strange. He was back in a minute carrying something. A pair of pliers. What's Julian's dad going to do with a pair of pliers? Is he going to fix something in the house? Your tooth is a little loose already, my father said. So I'll just put the pliers in your mouth for a second, twist, and the tooth will come out. You won't feel a thing. I won't feel a thing? I looked at the pliers. Huge, black-handled pliers with long, pointed tip. I thought, I would feel a thing. I thought it would hurt. Shall I? Said my dad. He raised the pliers toward my mouth. No, I said. Not that way. Don't you know another way? Any other way to take out my tooth? Well, he answered, when I was a little boy, the main way was with a pair of pliers. But there was another way. Just you wait. He jumped up again and ran to the closet. Why is he running to the closet? When he came back, he had a spool of black thread. Thread didn't look as painful as pliers, so he ran to the closet and he got a spool of thread. So this is thread right there. And Julian's like, oh, that doesn't look so bad. Not as painful as pliers, I agree. This is simple, my father said. Just let me tie this thread around your old tooth. Take this thread and tie it around his old tooth. All right, I said. Very carefully, my father tied the end of the thread around my old tooth. That didn't hurt. Now, my father said, stand here by the door. I stood by the kitchen door, and my father tied the other end of the thread to the doorknob. Okay. Now what? I said. Now, said my father, you just close your eyes. What are you going to do? I asked. I wasn't going to close my eyes when I didn't know what was happening. This is a good method from the old days, my father said. You just close your eyes, then very suddenly I shoved the kitchen door shut. Snap! The thread pulls the tooth right out. So what is Julian's dad saying he was going to do? I looked at the kitchen door. It was a lot bigger than I was, and about 20 million times bigger than my tooth. Won't it hurt? I was really afraid I might lose my whole head with the tooth. Oh, just a little, my father said. Just for a second. So what does Julian's dad suggest that they do to help Julian with his problem? His loose tooth, he doesn't want it in there. He can't wait the 1 month or 2 months it might take to come out. And so what does Julian's dad suggest they do? First thing he suggested was what? Yeah, he's going to pull it out with a pair of pliers. And the second thing was he was going to tie this around his tooth and tie the other end to a doorknob and slam it shut, and out the tooth would pop. This is why this story reminded me of my son Ian. My son Ian was about Julian's age when this picture was taken. And if you can see and look in there, there's a piece of string that's tied to his tooth. And we got this great little picture of him smiling. So when Ian was Julian's age, we did the same method. So what do you think? In your journals, My Very Strange Teeth, I want you to tell me what is happening and what does Julian's father want to do to help him. And then also, are you making a personal connection to the story? Have you ever had a loose tooth? Did your parents try to yank it out with pliers or do the old string method? Let me know. I'm really interested in what's happened with you in this and how you write about this. We will hopefully get a chance to share some of this sometime this week. Please pay attention for information on a Zoom meeting. Make sure you're going into Seesaw and doing your work that I assigned in Seesaw. And hopefully I will see you soon and hear everything about My Very Strange Teeth. Bye, guys. Take care.